Hey, what's up, Terrell? Hey Raz, hey Raccoon. How's everyone doing today? That's good. Did a bunch of sand work and primer on this morning, so I'm just trying to finish up the rest of any errors I'm seeing. There's a lot I still got to sand, but it's getting there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, especially the rib cage. It's just trying to get into some of this areas to kind of, you know, make it sloped. It's a little tricky. Hey, how's it going, Iceman? Hey, what's up, customizer? It's actually not a bad day. I kind of cooled out. I think after I'm done tonight, I'm gonna do a quick bike ride. Go down to the bay for a bit. Hanging in there. Busy week. Just getting a lot of stuff done. Trying to catch up on stuff, pulling out new projects, finishing up some repairs. Trying to clean up some of these lines in here that I scratched up while I was in the garage. So far I'm pretty happy on how the rib cage in the front turned out. Just got a little bit more putty work. I like this gray putty because it doesn't fill in a lot. So when you sand it down, it takes a couple layers to do what I'm trying to do. Whereas like some other putties might fill it too much. So I like how this stuff sort of slowly fills up the edging without overdoing it. I know it's tedious, you know, sanding back and forth, but yeah, I scratched up these two sides pretty bad. Alright, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to position the head on her. So the thing is we're going to position it, but I can't really move the neck until it's cured. So we're going to do a little setup, show you guys how I have this planned out. So I think what we'll do is we'll mix up some A's, and then maybe by the time the A sort of toughens up a bit, we can start working on the shoes for Lola. See if I can plan this out right. And spill my Gatorade. Sorry, I gotta clean. I gotta do my spring cleaning yet still. Hey Jacob, sorry I didn't see you. Good week, a lot of work done, a lot of other stuff. Housework, cleaning, bills, and bills. Okay, so let's grab our glue, our Insta-Set. Hopefully I don't drop the Insta-Set. Head, and use this. Alright, so as last time, I got the head in here, and I spill safety solvent on here. And if you let safety solvent sit on primer, it just pulls it up. That's right. So we have our rod in here, and we have our head. So I'm going to position it like looking this direction, and then once it's cured up, we could sort of bend it. So first things first is we got to get a bunch of glue down there. So you could put A's in here, and you could walk away. But if you not paying, if you're not careful and you let it sit, the neck will come down like that. So I want the neck to sort of be set there, then I can bend it. So it's gonna be a little tricky, but we'll get it. So what we'll do is we'll put a bunch of glue down at the bottom like so. Get our Insta set open. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at this from my point of view. So we put this in there, in that glue, sort of have her looking in this direction. And then what I'm going to do is grab the Insta set, sort of just see if I can set it up a bit. If you put too much Insta-Set in there, what I just did, what'll happen is it won't like bond, and then you could also pull it away from the rod. So it sort of stays at the moment, okay? It's sort of in there, but it's not all the way. Now here's a problem though. If you take your glue, right, and you squeeze it or touch it in an area, or even with the fumes of Insta-Set, you could clog up your glue. So I'm going to just put it really quick over there and just take it right off real quick. You don't want to let your glue bottle there. You do get 2 caps when you get these. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Insta-Set and just sort of get that in there on it, so we can lock this in place. Now, with glue, what I just did, so say the glue dries up pretty well by tomorrow. If you try and bend this, the glue is going to crack and shatter. The glue is not really meant to be able to do that. I don't want to put that down just yet, because it's good for holding stuff. It's good to glue a little piece, but it's not really meant to really hold the rod and everything. So what I'm doing next is I'm going to take the A's and shove it all in there around the neck so I can still bend it, but you got to like have it locked in place. Yeah, like just what I did with that glue is not going, it could hold it and it could keep it in place, but it's not going to be able to bend tomorrow, because what will happen is if I try to bend this, it'll slowly bend and then the glue will just kind of rip off the resin. It won't really break anything, it just doesn't hold it, like A's will bond in there. I mean, if you really wanted to move a little bit faster on this, which I could, but I don't think I would be able to, is you can mix 2-part resin, and you could pour 2-part resin into this cup, and then that resin will cure up in like 10 minutes, and then you can start bending the head where you want it. But I want to do it with A's because it's a little bit safer. I think I'm gonna have to leave her like that, because if I put her on her back, the head will go forward. So basically, you just take some A's, grab a tool, because this is all going to get covered anyway, so it doesn't matter if it looks messy. want to get around the area in there. So between the glue and the eaves and the way the rod is hooked at the bottom, you'll be able to bend this and that rod won't go anywhere. But the rod that's going in her neck, if you don't remember, when we put the rod in there, I smashed it and flattened the top, and I kind of bent the tip a little bit, so it's kind of in there like a fish hook. So this way, when you twist the head, if I have to do any kind of twisting, it'll twist the rod, and it won't twist the eaves and rip off the inside there. So it's a matter of like hooking in this direction and hooking in that direction. It makes life easier trying to do something like this. Now we can get away with throwing a little extra eaves up around the chest area. So it is a little bit far back than where I wanted it to be. If you look from the side, see how this is kind of a little bit too far. If I try and push it now, I'm gonna rip up that glue. So I'll let it like cure up, and then I can move this head a little bit forward tomorrow, and I should be able to twist it. I just want to make sure there's no air pockets and getting in there pretty well. Now, if you ever do this sort of thing, and say the next day you need to bend the rod forward, but the rod is too much, is kind of the eaves is sort of bothering you a bit, or it's in your way, you could go in there with a Dremel tool, and you could Dremel like sort of like that much out of there, and you'll be able to bend the rod forward. But since we don't know how it's going to be, I'll do it just with a little bit of a hole in there for now. As long as we're kind of hooked in there, we got a lot of room to play with it tomorrow. So that's basically like the spine and the neck bone. And then we can bend it, turn it, twist it, whatever. You just gotta be careful though, because if you keep doing it, you will bend the brass, and we don't want to do that. There's this little hole here from the Vampirella. It's gonna get cleaned up anyway, but I figure when I start sanding it down, at least that'll be filled in. So I do need a little putty work on her feet area. Give the eaves to cure up a bit. Oh no, I'm gonna fill in her chest like the picture you see. The reason why I didn't do it now is because I want to do the neck and everything first. Just in case I feel the collarbone is out too far, or you know, maybe I do need to put the, you know, I want to be able to do the chest into her collar around the neck, like her outfit, so I want to do it all in one shot. There's no sense in filling this in and then trying to keep it going later. I'd rather have the goal is always have the anatomy done first and then do the cloth on top of it. This putty is, yeah, this putty has a smell, but it's not that bad. I usually I find more like when sanding it down, it's more of a pain when sanding it because I don't like to breathe it in. So I always sand this in front of the shop vac to make sure this dust goes away. Although I gotta kind of clean up these back legs and stuff more. Alright, so that's kind of what like I said, it's just one of these steps you gotta do. So what I'll do is I'll put her aside, and then next week we can kind of figure out where we're gonna put the head. Maybe by then the chair stuff will come in too, and we can make sure, you know, I'll let Raz know which one to print, or if we need to upscale or anything. And then from there we can, you know, sort of bend the head where we want, whether we want a little bit of a tilt, bend it forward, go from there. Alright, let's put this aside. Alright, so as far as Lola, let's see here, let's get Lola. Alright, so I sanded down the feet, we got all this set up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go in the garage real quick and roll this out, because I think what we'll do is we'll kind of sort of layer the shoes on top of the feet, per se. And sort of kind of create the shape that way. Alright, got my sneaker, get a little bit of an idea. Alright, so while I have the sneaker in front of me, we're not going to make it completely perfectly detailed like the sneaker, but I want to get the basic shape, so the best way of doing it is sort of drawing it out. So you figure Alright, so what I think I'll do is I'll take a piece of Aves and I'll roll it over this way. I'll slice it up. And then what I'll do is I'll create the little notch in there. What I might have to Dremel it out a little bit too. And then we'll kind of create the shape. And then from there, after like that sets up, you add a little piece over here. And then I'm thinking, you know, you don't have to go maybe the laces. I think just 3 X's would be fine. And then like a bow. Now to help myself out, kind of like throw just like little markers. Kind of give me an idea where maybe I need to cut when I lay the eaves down. And then what I'm thinking, I don't think I'll be able to, well, maybe I can. Hold on, let's see. Let's see if this works. These are just like markers right here to give me an idea of what to do, which might work and might not. I'm not really sure. It's kind of like a starting point. And now we gotta draw it on this one. Now our ankles are sort of gone because I sanded them down, but I could add a little bit of ankle later. But for right now, yeah, gotta go stick with the 90s Adidas. It's the good old Italian jersey way. Now, if you want to go old school, go with the high top Reebok shoes, you know? Early, well, what was that, 80s? Late 80s? Early 90s, maybe? I mean, if I really went old school, I would do Converse, you know? But I want to go with the Nikes, I mean, the Adidas stuff. Or at least close to it, you know? Yeah, you're definitely getting out there now. I don't even think I've ever owned an era of pumps. Maybe once. I think I might have been in like hell, 6th grade. I think the majority of my middle school years was Reebok high tops, the white high tops, you know, and never tied the laces, just kind of flopped all over the place with them. But then when I went off to high school, it was all Adidas then. No, actually, well, not really. When I went off to high school, it was more like those grunge, like any type of grunge, like running, like not really. Looked like a hiking shoe, but it wasn't. You know, like they were really popular in the night, like around '93 to '95. And I think it was college, you know, is when I kind of got into the Adidas stuff. But no, not Timberlands. They were like, it was really popular in like high school, like with the grunge scene, at least in my area. It wasn't Nike, it wasn't Adidas. It was just like you would go to a shoe store and you would get like, you know, they looked like sneakers, but they looked like, you know, they were gray and they looked like hiking shoes almost, you know, or they were brown. That was kind of like the grunge thing in a way. It wasn't really white sneakers. It was like, you know, gray or looked like hiking shoes almost. They were probably like off-brand stuff I was buying, but that was kind of like the style back then. I can't remember. It's been so long. I mean, like in high school, even though I played football, I wasn't part of the jocks, but like all the jocks would wear all the Nike stuff, and they would have the white shoes. I had all the you know, ripped jeans, flannel, whatever those hiking shoes look like, but they were like sneakers. The good old days. I was never into the Timberland scene. Never really got into those. But then again, they used to be expensive. Weren't they like back then like 70 bucks, 80 bucks? Pumas? They could have been Pumas. They weren't. They almost looked like Skechers, but they weren't Skechers. Like I said, back then I was buying no-name stuff because the brand name stuff was so expensive back then, and I mean, all I was doing was cutting lawns on weekends, you know. So couldn't really drop crazy amounts of money on like nice brand name stuff. Yeah, I used to From the age of 9 years old, I was cutting my lawn, and then I started cutting my neighbor's lawn, the elderly lady. She would give me like, I think like $8 to cut her whole lawn. And then when I went to high school, I was landscaping in summers until I started working at the pool, and I was worked in the rec center. But yeah, I used to cut lawns with my uncle on weekends, or I would just like snow time, you know, just take the shovel, go and knock on neighbors' doors all day. I did work at ShopRite for 3 months, and then they fired me. They didn't. I wasn't good enough to close the produce section at night. They would leave me there by myself. I'm like, what was I, like 14 years old? And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do, you know? It was actually funny, Terrell, that you mentioned it, though. 2 weeks ago, a bunch of little kids knocked on my door. They looked like they were probably about 13. And they actually had lawnmowers, and they were like, would you like us to cut your lawn? And I was like, if I had a couple bucks, I would. But I mean, I have a lawnmower myself. I just do it myself. But it was actually interesting to see kids out there. Oh, Terrell, you got to understand. When I was 9 years old, it was 86. I was born in '77, so yeah, 86, 87. Yeah, $8 went a long way back then. Plus, my parents were like, don't you dare tell that lady next door that you want more money, because they would have absolutely kicked my ass. They would have literally beat the hell out of me if I demanded more money from the old lady. But she was nice though, so. Yeah, I didn't go to Star Wars. Actually, my parents said they brought me though, because my father and uncles, they wanted to see it. So I was, you know, they actually supposedly they brought me to see it. I was in the movie theater, but I, of course, you know, the only one I remember is Return of the Jedi. That's why I like that one, because that's the one I actually went to the movies and remembered. That's why when I tell my college buddy my Return of the Jedi is my favorite, he gives me shit all the time. But I thought I changed the picture. Yeah, I did. Why the hell is it doing that? Water washable resin? What the hell is that? Never heard of it. Doesn't sound good. Oh, that's what it is? Okay. I thought it was clear resin. Alright, good start on this shoe. We'll set it aside, get this one going, try to match it up before it hardens too much. Let me grab So what I'll do is I'll put this aside on a rod like this, not on the desk because it might fall, but I need to see it. We'll throw it over there for now, right in front of the chat so I can actually look at it, how I did it. Alright, so this one, as long as I put her on her butt, her foot won't hit the ground, so that's good to know. So the idea with these shoes is we do this stuff, and then next time we build up other sections of it, and then we just keep building and building till we get them where we want it. Now there's still a hollow part up in this leg here. So once I drill through here, I'll get into this hollow part. I think I went all the way up to there. Snap this head off. One of the good things about one foot in the air and the other one's on the ground, I don't have to worry about the details on the bottom of this foot. It's a nice little cheat. I don't know, Raccoon. There is a fan base for the feet, so you'd be surprised. On a couple of the customs I did in the past, people were really focused on the feet, so that's why OnlyFans makes some good money on just feet pictures. Everybody's got their niche, so. Well, the other thing too is if people are looking at her feet more than the chest, then I didn't do my job correctly too, so you're right about that part. Oh, all the emails are starting to come in now for the new Power Girl exclusive. Actually, I'll send you guys a link. Let's see. I think it's great that I get to see all these new artwork and covers and all this cool stuff coming out. I can't get a direct link to it, but it's on this. Let's see. So Sunday I get to sit at the computer and try to get in on that order. I don't think it'll sell out, but it's a really nice cover. And all these other covers are coming out too. So I thought it was actually Archer's artwork when I first saw it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's Ariel Diaz. I think that's who it is. I know I say a lot about the character, but it's a good time to be a fan. All this new artwork's coming out. Grab some more to drink. Hold on. Alright, getting the shape going. Let's see if we can get this one done right. Alright. Get these lines evened out. Damn, got a dry throat all of a sudden. Turn this way. Alright, I think I got them lined up pretty decent. Gonna go with the navy blue. Even though mine are black, it's hard to find the navy blue in this style. I think it'll go good with her outfit. Unless she has red on her shoes, I don't remember. I don't know, I guess I gotta kind of see what would look good to go with the outfit. Like I said, I don't remember if there was any specific like color on them or if they had some kind of like something. I know white, but I'm not sure if there was anything in there. I'm just kind of trying to think out loud while I work on it to sort of plan out the coloring. I mean, I got a lot of artwork that I'm looking at. I'm trying to think, where's the pictures? Maybe somebody did a special color on one of them. Most of the artwork doesn't have any pictures of the shoes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, every picture I have is from like the knees up. One has just pure white shoes, but that's kind of lazy. Yeah, put some LEDs on the bottom of the feet. Oh, they didn't give her sneakers in it? Yeah, I guess they kept her more of a... Yeah. Alright, we'll come up with our own take on it, that's all. I was just kind of curious. Like I said, I have not watched this movie since it came out. So... It's been that long since I've seen it. It's just that I see so many cosplay girls on Instagram through my feed, and also on like DeviantArt. When I was looking up artwork, it was just, she's a popular character, but I don't really see many of the like people dressed up with the bunny version. It's mostly just like cosplay girls in the outfit. So I didn't really come across like a lot of the like people doing like fur outfits or anything like that. Then again, I didn't go down the rabbit hole, so go down the rabbit hole on some of this artwork, it comes into some different stuff. We're definitely adding the tail, but I don't think I'm adding the bunny ears to her. Only because you know, she doesn't have fur on the statue, so. That's looking good. This one. Well, let me see. Looking at her artwork, did I just close the window? Damn it. So most of her artwork, you know, if you look at it, it's blue trim, white outfit, blue logo, but there's the orange-red circle on her shirt. So I was just thinking white and blue shoes, you know, and because I think see, my philosophy is if we put orange on the shoes, then you have the orange going to her shoes that'll jump out more than the orange around that circle on her shirt. I always try to think about, you know, when I'm trying to do my own take, do you want your eyes coming down to the feet or do you want your eyes going up to the chest area? So with that orange circle on her chest would make your eyes go up there more, you know? Yeah, I'm going to contact that guy that sent me those decals, those eye decals, and see if he's willing to print me out a sheet of the decal logo. And if he's willing to do that, then I'll just have a decal on the shirt. Make life easier. I'm sure he'll be able to do it. He seems like the guy that would definitely be willing to, you know, say, okay, I'll print you out a special sheet, you know, blah, blah, blah. This will be the cost. And then what I'll do is when I put it on the shirt, I'll weather it with white, so I'll make it look like an old logo shirt. So I got that planned out in my head already. I think that's what his name, yeah. I think his name was Frank. Really nice guy, too, so. So I figure I'll reach out to him and I'll see if he's willing to print me out a sheet, like, you know. He'll probably have to do a whole sheet. He probably can't just do, like, one. So maybe what he'll do is I'll print out a couple sizes and I'll figure out which one works best. He has an Etsy page. I put it in the description on that video. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. So you could probably like reach out to him and say, hey, I saw you off of my channel, you know, VinceVellCUSTOMS, and see if he's willing to make you up a sheet of something. You know, worst case scenario, he says no, but it can't hurt to ask. I know Archer wasn't into doing that because Archer was like full blown into decal, so it was very hard for him to take custom orders. But this guy from Evolution X seems like he probably would help you out, so. Yeah, mentioning me, I don't think he's willing to give you a discount or anything, but I think maybe just saying, hey, seeing if he's just willing to do a custom sheet. And if he does, let me know, because I got to contact him soon anyway. I figure the sooner I contact him and get this logo to him, the better. Yeah, it basically what it is it's a special ink that doesn't dissolve in water, and it prints on like paper that's like that thin film paper. I know the guy from Archer, Woody from Archer Decals, he had like special printers for these decals. You know, it wasn't just done on like an inkjet printer. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like just your typical thing you get at like Staples. I've seen people do that where they get those sheets you get at like Staples, and then you put it in your inkjet printer. But I've seen them just kind of like the ink go everywhere on the item. So. I like painting my own eyes too when it's a bigger item, but the smaller items and stuff, it's just my weakness, you know? I'd rather use an eye decal and make it look good and center it than trying to screw it all up. I know some guys in the hobby call it cheating, but I really don't care. I believe if the item looks good at the end of the project and however you did it to get there, it doesn't matter. But it's just funny, like in the statue hobby on like the Wonderfest guys and some of those, you know, those old school guys. They always, some of them tell me, oh, that's cheating, ID cows is a cop out, blah blah blah, and I was just like, ah, well, I don't care. I don't think there's any official rule, as long as it looks cool, you know? Yeah, that's true. You can look at it that way as well. Hey, what's up, butterfly? Yeah, well, am I needing glasses right now? If I didn't use them, God only knows what you guys would be seeing me do. It was funny, when I first started this hobby, I was like, yeah, I could get in there and I can do this, no problem. And 40s hit, and all of a sudden, I was like, what the hell am I can't see it? Baseboard? What is it, baseboard heat or baseboard flooring? Oh, heat? That's cool. Yeah, I think I gotta do that to mine one day. One day. Not yet. I got other problems. Was it a pain in the ass? Oh, that'll be it. That'll do it. Leather texture. Could. I don't know how well it'll look. Right now, I'm just trying to make it look a little different little areas. I mean, I could hit it with well, I have. If you look at the texture on my shoe, it basically looks like, you know, something I can use with the towel. I don't know. Let me just keep detailing it a little bit more on areas. I want to see if I can get to the point where I only need to sand down the sole, but not the other area, and then maybe I could do the texture that way. So I still might throw something back here later. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly yet. What I could do is texture the shoe, and then after that smooth out the stripe areas. That might work. We could try. I think the best way to do it would be my towel. Yeah, it's good to have a nice Friday. Tomorrow I got some friends coming over, gonna hang out for the day. And then Sunday's the get organized day and emails and stuff. And next week it's all paint work to get that Abigail statue done. Abigail, that's who it is, Abigail. So we'll try it on this one. It's a very light texture. I don't have anything that would go stronger. At least I don't think I do. Yeah, you said you wanted a texture. That's all you got to do. You can use fabric. You can use sandpaper. You can use, you know, you can crumple up tin foil and you can press tin foil on it to make it look jagged. I don't really have I need to look into something because my friend has it. He has these texture rolls. It's like a roll and it's a texture, and he rolls it onto Aves and it creates a texture. I need to get something like that, but the problem is this is kind of curved, so I think I have one that's a little bit stiffer. I mean, you can also, you know, I mean, I could try. You can also use like, you know, a sponge. You know, that's not I mean, basically just putting fabric. Now the only problem though is if you try to sand any of this down, you'll lose that texture. You see what I'm saying? But it's kind of there. Yeah, there's a couple ways of doing leather. I've seen a couple sculptors do it, but what it is they have like a clay. You know, they use either a super sculpty or they use like a wax, and they can actually create a good leather pattern off of something because the eaves starts to dry up on you, whereas they can create that texture over a couple weeks. So, but you know, different fabrics can create different textures too. This was in the garage. So this is an older one that's a little bit tougher. The reason why I use this fabric on a lot is because it's an old towel I have. But the fabric, you can see the way the fabric sort of sticks out. So it really kind of creates a good a way of creating texture. So yeah, I mean this isn't like pure leather, but it kind of creates a sort of like a texture on it. Now if you put baby powder on there, you can do it and it won't stick to it, but by having it a little bit sticky, pushing it in and pulling it back, you kind of pull it. And then what we do is go in with the brush, and then we can smooth out the stripes. So this way when you paint the stripes, they'll look a little bit different, slightly. I watched one guy on Instagram. The way he was doing a really cool texture is he used a saran wrap, but it was a oil-based clay or something. So he would put on the saran wrap and he would sort of like dig into it and pull out the saran wrap and put it back on, and he created a really cool texture. But that was more of a oil-based clay or a clay that he would bake later, so he could keep messing with it. Yeah, 3D sculpting's easier. You know, you can, I guess from what you would do is you would kind of like highlight the whole area and hit the button to create like a leather, and you would be able to make it really like hard or lighter, I guess. Is that kind of how you would do it in 3D? Also, gotta answer an email. Yeah, basically like, I guess like Photoshop. Like you kind of create the, like you said, you can use the bar to go up and down. Yeah, somebody got mad at me a while back when I said, you know, 3D sculpting is a little bit easier. And they were like, it's hard. I go, I know it's hard, but you can kind of create your section and then you can just hit the button of what texture you want to do and you kind of mess with it. Whereas, you know, traditional sculpting, you got to kind of really detail it. I've noticed though with a lot of sculptors and sculpts, they're kind of toning down all the texture stuff a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. I think people got a little too excited there for a while. They were texturing every single part of the statue and they started to become a little bit crazier, you know? I think texturizing is okay to a point. Yeah, I know. It's funny when I was a graphic designer, so used to being able to undo everything, and then when I lost my job and I was working on statues, it was still in the back of my mind when I would screw something up. I want to hit Control Z, and I'm just sitting there like, you can't do that, you know. So sometimes I still think about it. You know, I'm working on an item and I'm like, I screwed that up. I want to go back. How dare you? No, I didn't get that, but that's a good one. Me and my friends use that one all the time. Hey, how's it going, Brenton? Hanging in there. Just another day of work. Busy week. Got a lot done. I dropped off the Colossus statues a week ago, and I came back with more stuff, which is good and bad. Yeah, I think it's going to be a nice weekend. I don't know about where you guys are, but I think here it looks like it's going to be nice and windy and cool. It must have rained last night, but yeah, actually for the past week, I've been turning off the AC at night, and I've been just putting the fans on, and it's been cool. So I've been enjoying that. Wow, I don't think it's going to be that cold here, but that's nice. Although I don't want the summer to end, I'd rather have the heat. I don't want the winter to come. Don't want the winter. Yeah, fall's gonna be here before you know it. I just have to time it so I can cut my grass one last time before the leaves come down. I hate trying to cut the grass every single damn time. So, that's my goal. Time it so I cut that grass one last time and then I don't have to worry about it. Nah, I love the summer. I work faster and I get more done in the summer. Once the cold hits, I just kind of slow down. Just don't want to get out of bed or do anything. Raccoon, please tell me you don't like fall because of the pumpkin latte spice stuff. If you say you like that stuff, I'm gonna have to ban you from chat. I don't know, it's still too close to the lattes, Raccoon. I think we're gonna have to kick you out. That's a little too close. Yeah, see, she's lying now. She's trying to not get the boot. No, no snow. Don't want it. Alright, so I think we got a good start. I lifted it up a little bit on the edges. As you can kind of see, it's going to be a bitch to paint in there, but at least it looks like it's kind of not hugging the heel so much. And it looks like a little bit of a shoe coming off. So I think that works better. And then I kind of did the little divot on the back part of the heel. So what I'll do is, next step is we'll sand this down. Like, you know, I mean, what we'll do is we'll get all that markings off. We'll kind of plan out the laces next time. Or what I might do is I might plan out the laces before the stream and Dremel it, because I got to get in there and Dremel holes. But we got to do the front part first here. We have to do this piece here, and then we can do the laces on top of it. So what I'll do is during the week, find some time, is I'll grab some sandpaper, you know, and what I'll do is I'll sand this edge down for the sole of it. So I'll bring the sole in a little bit, and then hopefully it'll make it look like it's kind of underneath. So it should work out. I like it. I think that worked out pretty well so far for them. Once I get the shoes done, I can attach the leg, and we can also try to get her on the base. I got to make up a generic base too this week. I wanted to do it this week, but we had 2 rain days, so it was too muggy to do it. Actually, I'm going to be working on a personal custom where I'm having roller skates printed out. I'm putting it on a character. That's a personal item. That's a ways out. It's a long ways out. So this is tough as hell, and I also need to get another filler item set up. All my filler items are pretty much at the point where I got to start detailing them. So I'm starting to sit on A's I'm wasting. You know what it is I got to get some generic bases set up. And I think once I get Raz his part in the mail and we figure out the chair for 709, it'll work out. No, Raccoon, actually it's going to be for Bombshell Jesse Quick for myself. I've always wanted a Bombshell of that as a 1/4 scale. I have the statue, I have the roller skates, I just gotta work on it someday. But I'm got so much other stuff I've been working on the side, I haven't had it. It's way down the line. Maybe next year I'll start it. I still gotta finish painting my Hyperion. I gotta set aside a day for that. I think once I do my paint days, I'm gonna work on Hyperion as well and get him done. I'm gonna go roll this out real quick, keep it flat. Yeah, that was the small one. It goes with the DC line. But I want a 1/4 scale to go with my Power Girl Bombshell. So I figured I do have a statue. I had the roller skates. I can show you the roller skates real quick. So my friend Meta John printed them out for me. So this one broke off here. What I have to do is I have to cut off the feet on the statue, and I have to line these up correctly. But what I got to do is they're hollow. As you can see, they're hollow inside. I got to fill it up with resin, and I have to sadly put a rod going through this somehow. So it's going to be a little tricky to figure out how to do this. I don't, you know, and like I said, this broke off in shipping. I thought about, you know, having the roller skates kind of hanging on her with bare feet, but I thought maybe it would be better to actually put roller skates on her. So it's the only downside. Yeah, a big barter 1/4 would be awesome. I actually wanted to do the big barter in her like bikini outfit. She has her armor outfit, and then she has that bikini outfit, but I've never really found anything. Yeah, the laces are thin. I didn't expect him to be able to print them out. I'm actually gonna probably break them off, and I'm probably gonna sculpt them on around the item because these are gonna snap, you know. So I figure I might as well kind of redo the laces a bit on this. But he printed it out pretty well. It's just that, like I said, that it's hollow, and if I pour resin in there, there's a hole right here. There's a little hole and it'll seep out. So I have to make sure there's no holes on this, and then I'm gonna fill it up with resin. But yeah, sadly, so what I was thinking of doing actually, which would actually make life easier, is since it's Jessie Quick, what I might do, I could probably set it up where her feet are like this, you know, like she's like stopping, and then put smoke underneath her feet so I can hide the rod going down into the base. So that's what I was toying with. So I might actually have her feet like maybe 1 foot like this and 1 foot like that, you know, and then put smoke behind it. So, but that's, like I said, I've been toying with the idea now, and I won't start it till like next year. How this is doing. See if this is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty soft in there still. Yeah, if I try to bend it, because you could still put this in there and squish it. That's not a bad idea, Terrell. Well, they just brought Big Barda back on the comics, I guess. She was Art Germ did a cover of her, which is absolutely amazing. So sometimes you think when they bring these characters back, you might get somebody to get the juices flowing and make the character. The only downside, though, Terrell, is like we would have to do that because a sculptor might come out and make a Big Barter and it might look amazing, but all the people on Facebook probably don't know who the character is, and they'll be like, I don't want that statue, so it'll never get made. So you should, Terrell, you should get on, what is it, the B3 Dessert, the one where I got my Power Girl from. They actually just did the Young Justice trio, Robin, Superboy, and Bart Allen. And I actually really like the setup because they all connect together. So I'm thinking maybe down the line, once I kind of get all my own stuff done, I might actually buy the Bart Allen. Yeah, I was actually debating on using this Power Girl for the Big Barda, but I think for Big Barda you need either this Power Girl here. This would work good for her, or like a She-Hulk statue, you know. Trying to think of what other statue might work good. There's a couple of She-Hulk 3D prints out there that I think you could get. You can convert one of those into her, you know. If I come across one, maybe we'll add the bikini version into a Friday stream down the line. If I come across another statue. I haven't really come across too many cheap stuff. I do have a bunch of stuff though sitting next to me that I gotta use up. Could always look on that CG Trader site and see if there's any like basic strong female sculpt type things. Yeah, I think Big Barda, like Customizer said, I think she towers over like Superman and Batman. So I think she's one of the taller characters. So who won then, Terrell? I've been watching their, I saved his Patreon just to see sometimes of what characters they're making. I think I have it saved. Yeah. Seven, yeah. So basically, yeah, you would definitely need a statue taller than Superman. I think even in the cartoon, the Justice League cartoon, she towered almost over everybody. I don't think anyone was really her height. That's pretty much where I remember her from. That's pretty much where I'm heading toward, Raz. I've been keeping my eye on a couple of 3D prints, so I think next year, the way things are going, I think I might filter into more of like have my friend print up a 3D item and then we can customize that instead of trying to find cheap sideshow items, because all these pre-painted factory stuff is just getting insane. I know a lot of people are trying to sell stuff now, but even now it's still kind of pricey. But I got enough to keep me busy for a long time. Yeah, actually I want to get that Jessica Rabbit too, now that you said it. I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is I'll see if I get that file and we'll print out the nude version, and then on Patreon we'll do a vote and we'll add a Jessica Rabbit custom into the mix. You guys think that might be fun? I think, because I think that's kind of the only Jessica Rabbit out there I really like as a 3D print that we can actually do something with. Because, yeah, it's the East Monster one, because he has, what is he has two versions, one with the outfit, one without. And I'm thinking of getting one printed out in the 1/4 scale, like the Sideshow scale, which is kind of large. So I was thinking, my idea was we get one of those printed out, and on the Patreon, we'll have you guys on Patreon vote on a version of her. It would be like the size of these. So these are like, see, I want to do a big one, but I want to do a really nice version, you know, so it's probably about like a 17-inch statue, 18-inch version of her, you know. So I'm kind of looking at this Power Girl. So this Power Girl's about 17 inches, so about 17, 18 inches. Ruka? I have no clue who that is. I'll have to look it up. So, I mean, out of all the Jessica Rabbits I've done, so let's see, I've done Slave Leia, I've done Wonder Woman, Dark Phoenix, Playboy Bunny, Harley Quinn, what else have I done? Man. Yeah, I saw that raccoon. It's too small. I want to print out a large 1/4 one. But how many? There's a. It's on a. So wait, it's Harley Quinn, Slave Leia, Wonder Woman, Phoenix, Miss Marvel, Playboy Bunny, French Maid. Yeah, the Miss Marvel one was pretty cool. I love the French Maid one, was my favorite. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think we could do a Jessica Rabbit one. We'll try to get these done. I think I did 3 Slave Leias now, actually. I did the first one that was my version at the very beginning. Then I did a second one for the guy that wanted it on the base with the Rancor at the bottom. And then I did a third one for another guy that wanted a circle base. So I did actually 3 Slave Leias. Black purple outfit? Actually, I should look on my YouTube channel. I did. There's got to be another Jessica Rabbit I'm missing. It was my Slave Leia version that kind of just had people begging me to do one for them. Yeah, so French Maid, Playboy Bunny, 3 Slave Leias, Dark Phoenix, Wonder Woman, Miss Marvel, Harley Quinn. Yeah, that's all the ones I did so far. Yeah, one was black and purple, you're right, yep. Yep, that was kind of one of the new ones. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is we'll try to venture into something new with that other Jessica Rabbit. I don't want to, I'm kind of over the Slave Leia though, even though it was fun. Of course, you know, I'll definitely do more for people down the line, but want to try something different. Maybe we can try, I don't know, do something fun with her, you know? I got a couple ideas. What we'll do is we'll run some ideas on Patreon down the line, do some brainstorming. I got a couple ideas we can do. So I think that East Monster one would be a good one. Ninja Scroll, yeah, that would be cool. Cave Woman would be good, you know, in one of those outfits of Flintstones. That's a good idea, Raccoon. I mean, I'm thinking like for her, you could do the you know, Jessie from Pokemon. You know, you could do her in that outfit. Trying to think what other outfits that we could probably do. Trying to think of like also you know, like the French maid outfit was fun. You know, like you said, a nurse outfit, which could work. I don't know. We'll have to kind of brainstorm on Patreon, kind of break it down to a couple outfits. I'm not opposed to actually printing out two and doing two at the same time too. You know, we could maybe do that. Maybe once these are done, move on to like two Jessicas. I don't know. Yeah, Star Trek outfit would be kind of cool. I still want to do one. I remember you mentioned that with the other stuff. You know. Morticia Adams, but wouldn't that cover up most of the body though? I mean, it could work, but it would be more like, wouldn't that cover up most of the body if I'm not mistaken? I mean, at that point, you could almost do an Elvira outfit too, right? Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I'm just trying to, like, you know, it's because it's like I said, Harley Quinn and Jessica Rabbit, you can do any kind of character and it works almost, you know? They're just so, they have that look and character that you can make into anything. You could do a skimpy Chun-Li outfit from Street Fighter, you know? I mean, you could do a lingerie outfit, basically with like a garter belt type too. You could do something like that. You could do a businesswoman outfit. You know, like how all those anime girls have those business outfits, but the shirt is usually like really tight. You know, with the skirt that comes up to like right there, and you see all the cleavage. You could do a business outfit version. Trying to think of some other stuff off the top of my head. I mean, the possibilities are endless, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I was working on those, whatchamacallit, those Jessica Rabbits, and I was trying to come up with ideas, I just had so many different versions you can make. Let me see. I got a, yeah, Lara Craft could work. That's another one. Let's see. I got a bunch of pictures here. What do I have? Oh yeah, that's true, Jacob. I know who you're talking about. I forget the name, but I know who you're talking about. One of my favorite video game designs was that girl from Lollipop Chainsaw. She's in that like cheerleader outfit with the zombie head on her side. That could be a fun Jessica Rabbit. You do the Lollipop Chainsaw, but you have like a zombie Roger Rabbit head on her hip. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll have to kind of play with some ideas on that. I mean, like, if you had a Patreon, you can sculpt the Jessica Rabbit and you could just convert it into like 50 million different versions, and I'm pretty sure people would buy the STLs like crazy, you know? Well, keep it on the back of your minds, guys. We still got to get through these projects first. You know, maybe what we'll do is once we get these ready for paint, we'll paint them up, and then maybe start thinking about some Jessica customs instead. So we got to get Harley Quinn done, we got to get 7 of 9 done, and we got to get this Lola done first. A Metroid? I would sculpt like a half armor Metroid, but with showing the Samus, like in her outfit. But the problem is I'm bad with armor. So basically, it would just be like Samus would just be like, you know, you see her in her like they draw her in like it's what is it? It's almost like a skin tight outfit. It's pretty straightforward. That's why I never really did it. I mean, I could, but never really. I don't know. Yeah, oh, so it's called the Zero Suit. Okay. Yeah, I never really. You know what it is I never really had many people ask for it. That's kind of the thing. I usually try to go with what people kind of ask for, or you know, stuff like that. The reason why I jumped on 7 of 9 is because I've had people always ask about it and stuff. The Lola is kind of like a fan favorite. I see this like girls and people do this artwork everywhere. So I do see the Zero Suit a lot, but I don't know. I think for what you're saying, Jacob, for me personally, would be is you find like a STL file of Metroid in the armor, and you find like a character of Samus, and you kind of like print out the top half and lower half, or the arm, and you know. But like I said, I'm so bad with armor, I don't feel comfortable trying to like merge armor onto an item because I can't really get it correct. But for Jessica Rabbit, it could work though. I could see that outfit being put on her, the Zero suit. So yeah, like I said, keep it in the back of your mind, and if we get down to that era, we can start working on it. So at least we got some ideas. But alright, so I think that's where I'm going to shut down the stream. I'm pretty happy with the shoes. They've turned out pretty good so far. What'll probably happen is we'll do the laces, but the bow tie lace part we'll do like at the end, because I don't want to do that and then break them off. So I actually might do the laces at the end too, but we'll get all the other elements done first. But lining up pretty good. Oh, they did a Samus? Alright, we'll have to keep it in mind, Terrell. I'll have to keep an eye on their site. I'll have to save it, and maybe down the line we can do some fun STL custom stuff. Sound like a plan? But like I said, next week I'll probably be streaming again when I have my paint day, so it'll probably be during the day. I think I'm gonna try to, if I can find the time, I'm gonna try to see if I could get a Rumble stream going just to test it out. I want to try to see if I could get Rumble working. Last time I tried, I had issues. I'm gonna try this week and see if I can. See what happens. Yeah, you're on the list, Jacob. We gotta get that done for you. So I haven't forgot about you. You're there. I'm just plugging away in line still. That's why I'm not taking on any new stuff. But alright, I'm gonna shut it down. I want to go for a bike ride before it gets too dark. I need to exercise my legs. Been sitting down all day. So you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.